Here's the intro. Hello everyone, welcome to another spring video. It's June when I'm recording this, but it's still technically spring. You know what games have been re-released a lot? Rayman's 1 and 2. You know what hasn't been re-released all that much? Rayman 3. Why is that exactly? Well, the answer is, I don't know, I just wanted to bring up Rayman 3 because that's what we'll be talking about today. I'm going to be taking a look at the Xbox version because... what excuse can I come up with? I've talked about the original Rayman on a Sony console, and I've talked about Rayman 2 also on a Sony console, but also a Nintendo console, so now I'm looking at Rayman 3 on a Microsoft console. Yeah, there we go. Fun fact, this was not the first Rayman game on Xbox. That honor goes to Rayman Arena. I just had to come up with something here. I don't know how I feel about these openings being the gameplay itself, like set up like a trailer, even though you've got the game and you're just about to play it. I guess this is just to show you what all's ahead, but I don't know. However, during this moment, the song Matter by Groove Armada is playing. For obvious reasons, I won't be showing the whole thing, and I won't be having the volume any louder than this. Well, what have we gotten ourselves into? Our story begins with an evil black lum named Andre who goes around turning other lums into evil black lums by touching them. Well, as the old saying goes, once you go blind... These guys are essentially flies, just with only 2 arms, wings, and a head. While all this is going on, Rayman and Glowbox snooze away. They're both gay, confirmed. There's no such thing as just friends. Hashtag together with pride. Glowbox ends up running away with Rayman's hands, thus leading to Murphy having to carry Rayman out of danger. Okay, that was a really kick-ass way to show the title.
That's all, folks. End the cinematic. Time to get down to some serious questions.
So, our first impressions of the game, this Rayman game, is a Star Fox style, I don't even know why I'm saying that, this auto-flying segment. What? Luckily the level's really not that long at all, as long as you get enough red lums to fill up your health. I'm not really sure why they couldn't just use a regular level to do that, but okay. During a cutscene, Murphy breaks the fourth wall and explains the rules to us. Apparently there's some kind of point system in this game. I mean, alright, I guess this is Super Nintendo days. You start out as a handless Rayman, but you can still attack. You just have to kick instead. And no, once you get your hands, you don't get to kick anymore. At least not like this.
This manual just blows my mind. It explains the switch's trigger mechanism. Duh. Please, who's responsible for this garbage?
I do like how there's this back and forth argument between the manual and Murphy. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of fourth wall breaking right here, but it's still charming. Eventually, we run into Glowbox and we finally reunite with Rayman's hands. In this game, they went back to having Rayman throw his fists instead of little spherical things like in Rayman 2. Some levels have these little frog things in which if you stare at them, they'll wave at you, disappear, and give you points. What was I just describing there? Oh yeah, this was one of the selling points of the game, wasn't it? Yeah, in some levels you get these power-ups. You get various ones, but they only last a limited time, and they don't last as long as I was expecting them to.
Oh my god, what is going on here? Would you mind being a bit more quiet?
Bug off, Larry! Zelda needs you!
What, no lawsuit from Nintendo? I don't know how to describe this, but something about the way Rayman feels is a bit strange. I'm not really sure how to describe it. I mean, I guess it's because I'm so used to Rayman 2's... What the heck? Maybe I'm just used to Rayman 2's 30 frames per second, whereas this one runs at 60 frames, although you can't see it here. Or maybe in general it's just kind of different. I don't know how to describe it. So the main villain of the game ends up swallowed by Glowbox. Because of course we had to have some vor in this.
See you in Rayman 4!
That line is really heartbreaking. You know, I could make a joke here about how one of the developers were on drugs when they came up with this level, and you know, that's just so overused. It's been used in a lot of things. The comedy just kind of wore off by now. But someone probably was on drugs when they made this. These levels are okay. I mean, they kind of drag just a tad bit, but not too bad. This game is definitely more combat focused rather than more platforming. I mean, there are some platforming moments, but you can definitely tell they were going for more combat. And overall, it's fine. It can get a little annoying at times, but it does the job. And the cages make a return, although this time it's just teensies in them.
I gotta go. Nature calls.
Heh, comedy. Anyway, at least he gave me some things. Sometimes Glowbox will be forced to drink this juice even though he's allergic to it because Andre wants it, and it'll make him do some weird things, but it helps you get through the level, whether it's climbing up a waterfall or jumping on some bubbles. This game is strange. I know the Rayman games have always been weird, but this one seems to be pushing it a bit more.
Check it out, Rayman. I'm flying. This rules.
One thing that kinda gets on my nerves about this game is that some of the power-ups are things that Rayman could do on his own in the previous games. Like this blue grapple power-up thing. I mean, this is basically what Rayman could do with the pink ring creatures in Rayman's 1 and 2. I mean, yeah, you have to unlock those abilities in those games, but they were pretty early on and they were permanent. So, yeah. I mean, it's not terrible here, it's really not bad, it's just kind of annoying at times. One feature that's pretty cool, not original but cool, is photo mode where, well, you can take photos. Just position the camera the way you want it and then take the picture. It'll save to your memory card or hard drive or whatever you have. Eventually I made it to the first boss and God almighty is he annoying. You have to hit all these buttons before they disappear to get a power-up to have a chance at hitting him, but then he can destroy your power-up, which he can do really easily because of the way they place the buttons, and whenever you get it and you miss, you have to press all the buttons again, and he can hit you so easily and lower your health, and it's just really annoying. I don't like him. It also really doesn't help that he keeps making the same noises over and over and over, like really fast in a row. And then eventually you have to use this thing to defeat some enemies, and it's mildly annoying. Not as annoying as the boss itself, but not that great. This game once had an E rating. Seriously, there are moments in this game that kind of make me wonder how it didn't get almost a T rating. I guess there wasn't quite enough things in it to cause that. I guess that's why the game got an E10 rating when it was re-released on Xbox 360 and PS3, but even then it kind of cut some things. Now I'll be honest with you folks, I have no clue how I feel about this game. There are parts of the game that I really like and parts of the game I really don't like, so I don't know. I keep wanting to come back to the game, but when I do I have mixed results, and even after knowing how it is, I still want to come back time to time. When I recorded these, I got as far as level 20, and then I played through level 21, but the capture seemed to mess up, so I just gave up after that. I guess I just wasn't in as much of a mood to play through the whole thing, but I got what I needed. But hey, there are some extras you can check out, including some unlockable minigames. This one I think is actually unlocked from the start, 2D Madness. It's a strange way to visit Rayman's past because he's still a 3D model and there's still some 3D enemies, but there's also a lot of 2D sprites from the original Rayman. The other minigames are kind of varying in quality. I mean, you're not going to be rushing to play these games, but some of them are fun. Other bonuses include videos where there's stuff like this where it's wanna kick Rayman and they give you some lessons on how to kill Rayman using some other creatures as examples. They're entertaining, of course in a weird way because it's Rayman. And that's all I've got to say about Rayman 3 for now. Overall, I just don't know how I feel about this game. I don't love it, I don't hate it, I kinda like it, but I don't always want to come back to it, but I do, but I get mixed results. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this game. But if you're a curious Rayman fan, or just a fan of video games in general, and you haven't played this game before, I'd say give it a try, because it's generally cheap these days, whether you get the digital copy, or depending on where you go with a physical copy. Who knows, maybe you'll enjoy it, or maybe you won't enjoy it. I just don't know how I feel about it, as I've said a lot by now. Hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. I know it was kind of all over the place, but that's just kind of how I am about this game. Anyway, if you like this video, then go ahead and like it, and then subscribe if you want to see more of these or any other types of videos, and thanks for watching.